It's Wednesday and I'm out in my garden and I'm looking for the good, the bad, and the ugly. I planted bok choy, kale, mustard greens in my community garden plot and on my balcony. Crazy thing is, this is the first time that I had some kind of cabbage moth or whatever flew all the way up in my high rise and chomped the heck out of my greens on my balcony. It was total insanity. So I'll show you what they look like. I'm going to transplant some of them into my community garden and hopefully they'll survive. So here are my bok choy and my mustard greens over there and my collards, and they're looking pretty good. They got a little chopped up over here, and I sprayed some BT. I'm going to spray some more tonight. But looky at the ones that were on my balcony. Just chomped to death. I mean, these are the good ones. I left the other ones on the balcony because they didn't even have any green. There was just stalks. So I used diatomaceous earth. I used BT. I covered them. And I guess they all sent an email out saying, hey, this lady's growing greens on her balcony all the way in the high rise. Fly on up. So I'm going to transplant these in with these. And see, they look pretty good even though they're a little bit chopped up. I'm hoping that these will survive, these poor babies. So I'm going to plant these in a bit, but I wanted to show you what else is growing. Here are my radishes. They're popping out. These are English breakfast. I'll pull one out to show you. Aren't they cool? They're long and they're like red and then white at the bottom. So you can also eat the greens. The greens are good, and you can roast these. I don't know if anybody's ever told you, but if you buy radishes or you grow radishes, if you cut them up and put them in olive oil and whatever herbs you like, I think I did rosemary, and I put them in the oven, like lay them flat out on a tray and on like 400. They almost have the texture of potatoes. So what I did was I roasted the radishes with the potatoes, and so good, you know, with some salt. It still has a different consistency of a potato, but it doesn't have that bitterness that a radish has. It's all gone. So if you like radishes, try them roasted. And here we've got our green beans. You can see some of them are poking out. They're doing pretty well. Covering them really does help, but you know, the bugs still get to them. I picked some the other day, but I like them when they're not too big, kind of this nice size. So I'm gonna pick some of these. And I always like to snap them. It takes me back to when my grandmother and I would sit on her couch when I would visit her, and we would watch her stories like The Doctors and Another World back in the late 60s, early 70s. And it was just such a great memory. And so these green beans remind me of her. There's our barn cat, one of the two, coming to say hello as usual. Hey, sweetheart. I picked some of the habanadas. I have some here. It's starting to get a little dark, but I made some pickled peppers the other day and they look fabulous, so I may do some of that with these. I picked so far 226 habanadas. Insane. So I'm gonna have a lot more. I'll probably end up with like over 300. So I have these, and I still have some Roma tomatoes that are growing. They're starting to blush a little, kind of like this one. So I'll pick them when they start to blush because the army worms are treacherous out here. So I've got some of these as well. I still have tons of these purple peppers. They're still kind of small, so I'm going to leave them on the plant. We still have some time. It's not going to frost probably for another 3 to 4 weeks here. These sun gold are looking a little sad and very unserious, but there's still some green ones on there, so I'm gonna let it keep going. They're still so delicious. There's some over there too. And these are the black cherries. They're looking pitiful too, but they've got green tomatoes on them, so why the heck not? I'll just leave them going. And here are my zinnias. They're still looking beautiful. I know some of you know that I covered up some of my favorites so I could save the seeds. So I have a couple over there covered in mesh bags. And last but not least, of course, my beautiful dahlias. I just picked some here. And I have the dahlias. I have some ifoshoko, Nigerian spinach, and I have some lavender, and then I have these gorgeous straw flowers. So I'm gonna go and make a bouquet and enjoy them. And there's still a lot more fall before the frost. And these flowers are going strong, and so are some of my other vegetables. So I'm gonna enjoy them while I can. All right, you guys, take it easy. Enjoy your evening.